For decades, soap operas have delivered unforgettable betrayals, shocking love triangles, dramatic exits, and jaw-dropping scandals on screen. Yet sometimes the biggest stories happen when the cameras stop rolling. Behind the glamorous world of daytime television, there have been backstage feuds, legal battles, controversial departures, personal struggles, surprising romances, and headline-making incidents that proved real life could be every bit as dramatic as the scripts audiences watched every afternoon. Here are some of the most unforgettable real-life soap opera controversies that kept fans talking long after the episodes ended. Braeden and Peter Bergman's early backstage clash. Today, the young and the restless legends Braeden and Peter Bergman are considered one of daytime television's greatest rivalries, bringing Victor Newman and Jack Abbott's decades-long feud to life with remarkable chemistry. Ironically, there was a time when the tension between the actors reportedly extended beyond the cameras. Shortly after Bergman joined the CBS soap in 1989, the two reportedly struggled to find common ground behind the scenes, and those disagreements eventually escalated into a physical confrontation backstage in 1991. Years later, Bergman openly acknowledged that the pair experienced serious conflicts during those early years, explaining that their relationship reached an unfortunate breaking point before both men eventually moved beyond it. Since then, they have developed mutual respect, continuing to deliver some of the most memorable scenes in soap opera history while proving that professional relationships can evolve dramatically over time. George Reinholdt's newspaper advertisement sparked gigolo rumors. Former Another World and One Life to Live heartthrob, George Reinholdt surprised fans years after leaving daytime television when he placed a newspaper advertisement, offering to accompany women to social events. The unusual ad quickly attracted media attention, with many outlets suggesting he had become a professional escort. Reinholdt strongly rejected those assumptions, insisting that he was simply offering companionship and entertainment, much like any professional performer would. While the misunderstanding generated sensational headlines, he maintained that his intentions had been completely innocent and that the public had misunderstood what was actually being offered. Jean Cooper's surprising romance with her TV son. Few soap stars were as beloved as the young and the restless icon Jean Cooper, whose portrayal of Catherine Chancellor became legendary. What many fans never realized, however, was that years before Beau Kazar played Catherine's son Brock Chancellor on television, the two actors shared a real-life romance. Cooper later admitted that following a difficult divorce, she became involved with her much younger co-star, despite the more than 20-year age difference between them. Although their relationship eventually came to an end, she reflected on it warmly, explaining that while the romance simply wasn't meant to last, they remained close friends for years afterward and continued working together professionally without any awkwardness. Lisa Rinna revealed she couldn't stand her leading man. Soap fans spent years rooting for Billy Reed and Beau Brady on Days of Our Lives, believing they shared undeniable romantic chemistry. Behind the scenes, however, actress Lisa Rinna later revealed a completely different story. Looking back on her years opposite Robert Kelker Kelly, Rinna admitted that the two genuinely disliked one another while filming many of their scenes together. Despite those personal differences, audiences never suspected anything because both actors remained consummate professionals whose performances convinced viewers that their characters were deeply in love. Rinna later joked that if anyone ever questioned their acting abilities, they only needed to watch those scenes for proof. Chady MacLaine believed her character's death was personal. When All My Children unexpectedly killed off fan favorite Dixie Cooney in 2007 through the now famous poisoned pancake storyline, viewers were stunned. Actress Chady MacLaine later suggested there may have been more behind the creative decision than simple storytelling. MacLaine explained that she believed one of the writers may have been upset after she requested additional scenes involving Dixie and Tad, discussing difficult family issues with their children. Although no official confirmation was ever given, the actress admitted she felt her character's shocking exit may have reflected behind-the-scenes frustrations rather than purely creative choices. Maurice Benard admits he wasn't welcoming to Chad Duell. Today, Maurice Benard and Chad Duell share one of GeneralHospital's strongest father-son relationships as Sonny and Michael Corinthos. When Duell first replaced Drew Garrett in the role of Michael back in 2010, though, the transition was not nearly as smooth. Years later, Benard honestly admitted that he initially struggled with the recast because he had become close friends with Garrett. Looking back, he acknowledged that he was not particularly kind to Duell during those early courtroom scenes and confessed that his behavior had been unfair. Fortunately, the two eventually developed an incredibly close friendship, with Benard often praising Duell's talent and professionalism in interviews. Brenda Dickson's bitter departure led to years of controversy. Brenda Dickson became one of the Young and the Restless's original breakout stars, thanks to her unforgettable portrayal of Jill Foster Abbott. When she was dismissed from the series after more than a decade, however, the actress launched a lengthy legal battle against the show's producers. Dickson alleged that executive producer William J. Bell had effectively prevented her from finding future work in Hollywood, claims that became even more controversial after she expanded on them in her memoir. Although many of her accusations were strongly disputed, the conflict remains one of the longest-running and most public backstage disputes in daytime television history. Days of Our Lives faced major workplace allegations. One of the biggest modern soap opera controversies unfolded behind the scenes at Days of Our Lives, where longtime executive producer Albert Alar became the subject of multiple workplace misconduct allegations during 2023. Following an internal investigation, widespread concern among cast members, crew, and fans eventually led to Alar's departure from the series. Around the same time, veteran actress Ariane Zucker later filed a lawsuit alleging sexual harassment and retaliation after contract negotiations broke down following her outspoken criticism of the workplace environment. The legal proceedings continue to draw significant attention within the entertainment industry. Jessica Morris and Rib Hillis made headlines after domestic incident. Former One Life to Live actress Jessica Morris and Port Charles alum Rib Hillis found themselves making headlines in 2019 after a heated domestic dispute reportedly escalated into a physical altercation that resulted in Hillis requiring medical treatment. Although the incident attracted enormous media attention at the time, both eventually moved forward with their lives and, in a surprising twist that few fans expected, Morris and Hillis later married in 2023 after rebuilding their relationship. Haley Pullos' serious DUI case. In 2023, longtime General Hospital actress Haley Pullos faced one of the most difficult periods of her life after authorities arrested her following a serious traffic collision in Southern California. According to investigators, Pullos drove over a freeway divider before colliding head-on with another vehicle, and authorities later reported finding alcohol containers and cannabis edibles inside her car. She ultimately pleaded no contest to misdemeanor, DUI-related charges, and causing bodily injury, receiving probation, jail time, and other court-ordered conditions. The case brought an abrupt pause to her acting career and generated extensive discussion among soap fans. Michael Muhney addressed years of rumors. When Michael Muhney unexpectedly exited The Young and the Restless in 2014, speculation spread rapidly across entertainment media regarding the reasons behind his departure. Among the most widely circulated reports were allegations involving inappropriate behavior toward co-star Hunter King, claims that Muhney has consistently denied. Years later, he publicly rejected those allegations while acknowledging that his own attitude and ego had created professional problems during that period of his career. Although debate surrounding his exit continues among fans, many of the original rumors remain disputed and unverified. Melissa Reeves's social media activity sparked backlash. Veteran Days of Our Lives, actress Melissa Reeves faced criticism after social media activity connected to political and social issues drew significant attention online. Her online interactions regarding topics including Black Lives Matter and earlier public support for Chick-fil-A prompted criticism from some fans and fellow actors, including Greg Reichart, who voiced concerns over the company's donations to organizations opposing LGBTQ+ rights. The controversy highlighted how social media has increasingly blurred the line between performers' personal opinions and their public careers. Ingo Rademacher's exit from General Hospital. Longtime General Hospital star Ingo Rademacher left the series in 2021 after refusing to comply with the show's COVID-19 vaccine policy. His departure became even more controversial after he shared social media posts that many criticized as transphobic. Although Rademacher later apologized for some of the backlash, he continued defending aspects of his position, prompting disappointment from several colleagues, including actress Cassandra James, who publicly expressed sadness over the situation. Michael Zaslow's emotional final chapter. Guiding light legend, Michael Zaslow delivered one of daytime television's greatest villain performances as Roger Thorpe. Tragically, during the late 1990s, viewers began noticing changes in his speech before he was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, commonly known as ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. The show briefly recast his role before his diagnosis became public, a decision that many fans still consider heartbreaking. Even while battling the devastating illness, Zaslow returned to television one final time on One Life to Live, courageously allowing elements of his real-life condition to become part of his character's story. Mark Consuelos's surprising pre-fame job. Before becoming a television star, and later one half of one of Hollywood's best-known marriages alongside Kelly Ripa, Mark Consuelos worked several unusual jobs while trying to establish his acting career. Ripa later revealed during an interview that her future husband had briefly worked as a male stripper before landing his breakout role as Mateo Santos on All My Children. She joked that many successful actors have unusual stories about how they paid their bills before finding fame, and Consuelos's early career certainly fit that description. Victoria Rowell's discrimination lawsuit. After leaving The Young and the Restless, Victoria Rowell became one of the industry's most outspoken advocates for greater diversity in daytime television. Unable to secure roles on several soap operas following her departure, Rowell eventually filed a lawsuit alleging racial discrimination and retaliation connected to her advocacy efforts. Although the legal battle ultimately concluded without a trial, it sparked broader conversations throughout the entertainment industry regarding representation both on-screen and behind the scenes. Michael Nader's legal troubles. Former All My Children. Leading man Michael Nader experienced several legal issues throughout his career, including a highly publicized drug-related arrest in New York City in 2001. The incident temporarily overshadowed his successful acting career before he later returned to television. Nader remained candid about the challenges he faced throughout his life until his passing in 2021. Hunter Tylo and Ron Moss confirmed off-screen attraction. For years, the Bold and the Beautiful viewers watched Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes share one of daytime television's most passionate romances. According to Hunter Tylo, some of that chemistry wasn't entirely fictional. Tylo later admitted that she and co-star Ron Moss developed genuine romantic feelings for one another during periods when both were single. Although they never pursued a long-term relationship, she acknowledged that their real emotions occasionally found their way into their performances, making their scenes feel even more authentic. Tyler Christopher's personal struggles. Emmy-winning actor Tyler Christopher enjoyed tremendous success portraying Nicholas Cassadine on General Hospital and later Stefan DiMera on Days of Our Lives. But his personal life included difficult battles with addiction and mental health. In 2019, he was arrested for public intoxication during what authorities described as an extended period of substance abuse. Christopher later continued working toward recovery before his tragic passing in 2023 at the age of 50, leaving fans mourning one of daytime television's most gifted performers. Beyond the Gates recasting sparked false rumors. When Beyond the Gates recast the role of Dr. Ted Richardson in 2025, online speculation quickly suggested that actor Maurice Johnson had been fired because of creative disagreements or conflicts with co-stars. Johnson directly addressed those rumors, firmly stating that there had been no backstage feud and urging fans not to believe unfounded reports circulating online. His response served as another reminder that not every casting change is rooted in scandal, even when internet speculation insists otherwise. Soap operas have always thrived on shocking twists, but as these stories demonstrate, the drama isn't always confined to fictional towns like Genoa City, Port Charles, Salem, or Los Angeles. Behind the scenes, the stars who entertain millions have experienced career-defining conflicts, legal battles, personal hardships, surprising romances, public controversies, and inspiring comebacks that are often every bit as compelling as the storylines they perform on screen. While some of these moments ultimately strengthened friendships or led to personal growth, others forever changed careers and left lasting marks on the history of daytime television, ensuring that the real-life stories behind the soaps remain just as fascinating as the episodes themselves.